Hi, I'm Coxie, Managing Director of Heritage Ceramics. I'm responsible for the day-to-day operations of the company as well as developing strategies for long-term growth.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm the Finance Manager in Heritage. I've been working in Heritage Ceramics for the last 15 years. I'm in charge of the Finance Department.
Hi, I'm Jason. I'm the Assistant Marketing Manager in Heritage Ceramics. Currently, I'm in charge of new product development and digital marketing.
大家好，我是 Alex， 目前担任红富陶瓷佛山办公室操作部经理一职。
我是艾燕，目前担任红富陶瓷佛山办公室市场开发部主管。
As of this morning, there have been 571 cases confirmed by the Chinese government, and 17 people are reported to have died of this new strain of respiratory illness.
At the conference today, they gave the virus a name, Covid-19, coronavirus disease.
How did I feel when COVID hit? At the very beginning, my immediate thoughts went out to our friends and colleagues in China and their families. The next thought that came to my mind was to compare it with the SARS outbreak which we experienced in 2003. That lasted 9 months. I was thinking to myself, 9 months is not that bad. We would just have to take extra precaution for that period of time, get over it, and get on with business. As the situation progressed, I realized that this was going to be a much longer affair than SARS, and I started to question how our company would function normally with all the restrictions.
COVID affected our business all over the Asia-Pacific region. There were huge delays in productions and delivery which affected our cash flow to a large extent. In 2002, our company recorded a loss for the financial years. However, we are grateful to our Singapore government for introducing various forms of financial support, tax and other temporary relief measures to help Singapore businesses.
COVID really impacted our work greatly. Our office in Guangdong, China got locked down end of January 2020. Factory productions which would normally resume in February could not. Then came the lockdowns experienced in Singapore and the rest of the world. Our office transited to working from home. We had all the important events of the year planned out in our calendar. This consisted of trade shows that we had already started preparing for, regular visits to our clients in Southeast Asia and Australia, as well as trips to China for meetings with our suppliers. All of a sudden, it came to a standstill. We had to rely on virtual meetings, phone calls, and emails. As head of the company, I had to deal with both internal and external challenges. Internal challenges refers to how do we as a company with offices in Singapore and mainland China function despite the challenges of not being able to meet face-to-face. Externally, we face the same situation with our overseas distributors. I recall asking myself, would virtual meetings work? What am I supposed to do working from home? We were so used to hopping on a plane when we needed to have a meeting. How is it possible to maintain a proper business relationship with overseas distributors without face-to-face meetings? How were we to communicate our requirements to our suppliers without being physically present? Our industry is one that relies heavily on physical human interactions and presence, be it at the production line or at the building site. Lockdowns and safe distancing requirements meant that work in the office and on-site had to be restricted in order to comply with the regulations. Supply and freight disruptions all started to become the norm. Work progressed, but at a much slower pace. As a business, we have KPIs and targets to meet, and most important of all, bills and expenses to take care of. The year 2020 was a watershed year for our company. With the construction industry facing a major setback, we had to cut costs. For the first time in the history of our company, we had to reduce salaries in order to save jobs. I'm proud to say that all employees kept their jobs during the pandemic.
One of the bigger challenges during this pandemic period is cash flow. As our cash flow tightened, we needed to find a way to cut down on expenses. Management made a very difficult decision to reduce salary, and we also got a temporary bridging loan program support from the government. However, we were able to restore salaries once the situation improved.
In R&D and digital marketing, the first thing that comes to mind is how we should digitally convert the way we market our products. Before the pandemic, we are still doing things the traditional way, like traveling to visit our customers in their home countries. And in the lockdown period, there are many restrictions. Even a simple process like sending a sample overseas was also a problem. At that time, COVID gave us a push to work digitally. But how we are going to execute the plan is different, as my previous experience is more on product development. Also, monitoring everything through a virtual meeting is not ideal. Even with the latest technology, when we compare what we see through our colleague photo or video to the actual tile, the color is very different.
The salespeople in our company were hit especially hard. Safe distancing measures made customer interactions very challenging. As I've said, our industry traditionally relied heavily on face-to-face interactions. Virtual meetings are good for work coordination, but could not replace human interaction. In business development, one key aspect is to build relationships with new and existing clients, and that was not easy. Supply disruptions affected their sales numbers and in turn impacted sales incentives.
新冠疫情爆发以来，相信对各行各业都产生了巨大的影响，大到世界各个国家各自封城锁国，小到中国国内各个工厂小区无法自由出入。工厂的停工停产、原材料、海运费等物价暴涨，都非常直接且不停地冲击着我们外贸人。
疫情爆发以来，各个工厂都要24小时核酸阴性证明才能出入，而且时刻担心疫情会发生在自己身上，导致无法正常工作，甚至被困在某个工厂里面出不来。就算限制放宽了，每个同事都是来自不同地方，我们也尽量配合安排他们过来佛山或者到工厂那里上班，毕竟有些地方还是有限制的，所以当时安排人手也是个问题，也有很多事情是不在我们能力控制范围之内的，比如工厂在为我们生产之前，他们必须解决内部问题，例如人力资源、原材料等等。
During the lockdown, I realized that with my limited knowledge of Java, we couldn't move any further if we want to focus on our digital strategy. So from then on, I resolved to learn more about digital marketing, web design, and other related topics. I'm glad that our team in China managed to help me to take care of the R&D part, while I focus more on learning about web design and researching the kind of software that helps in our industry. I basically spend most of my time on YouTube learning how to design websites with related software. We have redesigned the website in early 2020, but until then, I believe this is insufficient. Something is missing. The website is still doing its basic job, which is to display our product information. From here, I think that this is like single-sided communication, and I'm not sure if there are people visiting our website. So after a few meetings, we decided to engage a professional agency to revamp the whole thing. My greatest satisfaction was the launch of the completely revamped website in October 2020, where we integrated a lot of interesting user interfaces to show our designs. Our new website included a virtual showroom as well as the 3D Easy Tiler program. From the feedback we received, the website was something revolutionary within our tiling industry, and customers were very impressed with it.
记得有次国内工厂大规模的限电，导致很多工厂直接停工，很多工地都因此延期。
There was no doubt that we had to deal with the challenges. With that in mind, we got to work solving a few issues. One, the need for antibacterial surfaces. Two, to digitalize work processes in Singapore and China so that our business could continue virtually. And three, to re-strategize our marketing, find new methods of achieving outreach and awareness, as traditional methods of lead generation through trade shows and events were no longer possible. By mid-2020, It was clear that the battle against COVID was going to be a long-drawn affair. We had to adapt to what was known as the new normal quickly. In October 2020, we launched our virtual showroom portal, which allowed our customers to visit our showroom virtually. Along with that, we also launched our 3D Easy Tiler software, which allowed clients to design a room of their choice with a selection of our products. In December 2020, we had successfully developed and launched an antibacterial coating for our tiles called GutTech. In March 2021, we implemented a cloud ERP software which digitalized our processes of sales, production, accounting, inventory, and operations. In July 2021, we implemented a strategic marketing plan that allowed us to reach out to prospective buyers globally through digital means. Finally, in August 2021, we obtained our ISO 9001 certification. This gave us the opportunity to develop standards for our products, services, and systems so that we can deliver higher work standards.
Before the pandemic, I used to travel regularly to China to conduct factory and inventory audit. I could not do it physically during the pandemic, but thanks to our colleagues in China, we were able to do it digitally. Also, the implementation of the ERP system was very helpful in keeping track of the inventory. This allowed the businesses to have the flexibility and quick access to financial reports.
The world didn't stop due to the pandemic, and we needed to communicate with our customers. Like I mentioned earlier, we went through a few meetings and decided that we needed to step into the digital world. We launched a few new features on our website, including our 3D Easy Tiler, a program that allows users to design and visualize their room using our tiles, as well as a virtual tour of our showroom. By using this, customers can get the most accurate finish on screen and get an idea of what the tiles will look like. Also, doing this does not eliminate the traditional method. We redesigned our marketing folders and distributed them to our customers, as they still prefer to touch and see the actual product surface.
迎合政府防疫政策的同时，自己做足防护。当然，各方面的配合也很重要。比如这段时间，新加坡同事无法过来确认生产，我们也只能按照自己的经验来决定是否合适生产。这段时间是很煎熬的，幸运的是同事们多方面的配合，大家可以把问题都解决，同时也提升自己，期待疫情尽早结束。
之后不得不舍近求远的到处寻找新的适合合作的工厂。为了达到我们公司产品标准，不得不同时提高制造成本，才得以侥幸度过。
The most important lesson learned from the pandemic is that change is the only constant. COVID did not bring about the change. It merely accelerated the change. I must say that COVID was a wake-up call. It made us take a long and hard look at our position, forced us to step out of our comfort zone to implement the changes, all in double-quick timing. After 2 years of border restrictions, I started traveling this year, reconnecting with our overseas distributors. And as of now, although I'm still not able to travel to China, I read that it's all going to change very soon with the easing of the zero COVID policy. During the very uncertain times of the pandemic, our clients and employees demonstrated a huge amount of trust in the company. I'm very glad that we were able to ride through it collaboratively.
As the restrictions ease, we are excited to meet new and existing customers, as well as to catch up on the trends that we missed out during COVID. Currently, we are putting our focus on the latest designs and color trends. Tile trends change every year, and hopefully we can catch up with the trends and present the latest products to customers. We are grateful to SME Center Singapore for inviting us to participate in the recent SME Center Conference 2022, which focused on sustainability. This is a show on how we can achieve sustainability in the manufacturing industry, from raw materials to final output. While we have obtained the Green Label certification for our products, being able to join the SME event is important to show how we are able to go green with manufacturing, and at the same time, we do our part.
We believe that each crisis makes us stronger. The Chinese term for crisis, 危机, bears the word 机, meaning opportunity. Being able to survive it makes us more united and resilient. We are in a stronger position now than before. With China easing its curbs on their COVID policy, it is definitely an advantage for us. My colleagues and I have worked extremely hard in the last 2 years to cement our position as a market leader despite the challenges faced, and I'm very thankful to them for that. Moving forward, we will need to capitalize on this foundation that we have made during the pandemic to carry us well into the next 5 to 10 years. Our work is far from done.